Dude, what a trial, man. Holy moly.
Well, I still don't believe in no ghosts, but that was crazy, man. Look at that when she went like, blah, and I was like, even I joined, man. Come on. So I assume you are the real Iris, then?
Yes. I was just rescued from the sacred cavern.
I must say, you and your twin are a little bit, you're actually like identical. I'm surprised. In any case, it appears that everything has been finally cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia?
You ask me, Your Honor? Looks like she went back to hell where she came from.
Well, I guess Yama will judge her now. Seems Misty Fey wasn't the only victim in this here case. Maya Fey was also a victim, as well as the young Pearl Fey. We're also just... It's so sad. I know, it's really... I'm so attached. They were victims of the wicked and selfish plan.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Queen, wrap it up.
The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit ever again.
Yeah, I'd say so, but Your Honor.
Yeah, what is it?
About this whole spirit medium thing? It's almost weird how comfortable you are with the whole concept now.
Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough, and, well, that's why I made a concentrated effort to study on that Korean channeling technique.
What? He actually studies the occult? Huh?
I didn't see that coming.
I've seen quite a few things in my many years on this here bench, and in all that time, I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different and takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, or as we had to immerse ourselves in the culture. The culture! You know what I'm saying? And that's where my brother and I used to differ.
Okay. I'm cool with it, sure. Never thought of it that way, but I guess so. You could argue that 3 cases, though, were definitely linked.
Well, at any rate, it's time to pass judgment on the temple of Iris Hazakura Temple. You would not. Oh, frick! Dumb, no!
How did I drink while laughing? I don't even know! You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Godot?
This trial, it isn't over yet. That's what he means.
What?
That's right. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony?
No. She honestly never shut up. What, Dahlia?
Oh, flashback right to the part you're supposed to hear.
I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... right. It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Aw, come on, Godot. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone.
That's right. Oh, man, I almost forgot. I was talking about my funny little magazine.
The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Elise Danu. No! Misty Fey. But who killed her? Gee, I wonder. We still don't know who did it.
This isn't over? But that only leaves Maya! I mean, that's not necessarily true.
Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial, I'm afraid. We can't let her walk until there's evidence that proves of her innocence.
This can't be happening. No.
Oh, man. Well, I know we just saw an exorcism and all, but let's get back to reality. The court isn't prepared for any further testimony.
Tough cookies! Preferably with no raisins. The prosecution's ready to call our final witness.
Final witness, huh?
This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Fey!
I guess you're allowed to do that.
Is it really all right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Of course it's all right. Madame Attorney.
Okay, well then, who is the final witness?
Isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event. We'll put the final dagger in this case.
Someone saw the whole murder?
The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes.
Maya, you can't. She can't testify after what she's been through. Come on! Have a heart!
We need to find the truth. I'm afraid I left my heart at home. The prosecution calls Maya Fey to the witness stand.
This is too much.
Oh, very well then. But first we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Fey to recover before summoning her. Summoning sickness in the sword. Y'all know how it is. That's a joke for the... Y'all kids still like Magic the Gathering? I was a pro back in the day now. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we'll proceed with the trial.
Hey, Trey. Got something to say to you, so listen up.
Hello?
I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case.
Dang.
Like seriously, you said it was Elise, I got handled second? Are you dumb?
Sorry.
Some beautiful woman always have to come dashing in the last minute to save you.
You got some nerve. I do 90% of the case myself.
Well, that's not gonna happen this time. This time, you're gonna have to do this by yourself.
So be it. Bring it on.
That's enough out of you. Stop arguing. Getting back to recess now. God dang, boys, and they're stinking bickering.
Well, hey, Iris. Wait, does that mean when, what's her name was being channeled, like, and she was saying, like, do you like me? I don't know. I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day, and we didn't have a chance to talk. She's right. Has been a minute. When I met Iris at the training hall, that's when they already switched places. So, I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root for you. Well, it's not your fault. You were kinda, incarcerated this whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you, why did you help your sister out as much as you did? Huh? If you tried to get help at the Sacred Cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in that frozen freezer. Well, a frozen freezer's a little redundant, Phoenix, but I get what you're saying. My sister, I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother, well, our mother, and never got any love from her father either. Yeah, but it was the same for you too, and you just took it on the chin. You didn't resort to violence or killing anybody. At least I had Sister Bikini. She was like a mother to me. A great one. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura, then maybe... This game, dude. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart and so strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her that I would help her. Even then, are you talking about the fake kidnapping? Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. Wait, so you're the one that jumped? Oh! But as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister, Valerie, ended up dead. That was the case that wounded Mia so badly. You can't blame yourself. She got manipulated, man. Not that, I don't even know anymore. Things didn't end there, of course. So people suspected my sister was involved in the murder. Some people? You must mean...
2 defense attorneys, Mia and Diego Armando. But after poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth, Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You.
That's right, we're all connected. Iris, there's one more thing I have to ask you.
What is it?
On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Denum, was it really you? I mean, we already know.
Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my phone. There's a problem. Come to the inner temple right away. What? I got on the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple. But
it was burning down. Oh my god. Thank God for that lightning. We can't just leave the body here. So you've got to do this exactly as I say. Got it?
So the pendulum was real? Oh my god! God dang, Phoenix. You're smart as heck.
It was me. I received the body on my end. The murder weapon had been left in her body, so she wouldn't bleed so much.
The staff that Mystic Elise had held.
Then what about... Why is there no blood on it?
I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff.
That's right. I brought the body back to Asakura Temple on the snowmobile. What the heck?
But why'd you alter the body like that?
I didn't want anyone to know the staff was the real murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Fey.
And so you really did want to protect Maya that bad?
I dressed her in her robe and stabbed her with a shishishito. I wiped the blood off the staff blade and left it next to her on the ground.
I'm sorry, Iris. There's no way around it. You're an accomplice. I don't know if I can even defend you anymore. If that's really true. Just tell me one last thing, Iris. Tell me the name of the person that called you on that cell phone. The real killer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do that. I just can't say who did it.
I mean, it's obvious it's her sister. She doesn't want to betray her again.
Hey, defendant!
Yes?
The judge is calling for you. He wants to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne.
All right. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you.
Oh, not now. Come on. Something she wants to tell
Me? A girl? Talking to me? Ooh.
So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning.
Phoenix?
Oh, Mia. How you doing? How is Maya? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I can imagine. You don't mean she's learned who Elise Denum really was? Yes, I'm afraid. I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew.
Why?
Maya's stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. Well, you know her better than me. I mean, we spent a long time together. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure out an answer by yourself. The trial's about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? It's Dahlia, right? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. Think that just maybe I know who it is. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple, and the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. The killer knew Dahlia's plan from the beginning. Is it Dahlia, or is it... It can only be 3 people. Dahlia, Elise, and Maya. I think it might be... Could it be Elise? Whoa, what? What? And one more thing. The victim was moved to Hazakura Temple, side, by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck in the inner temple, side for almost an entire day. Exactly, so the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day. Then that rules out Elise. That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. I won't let you down. I just gotta think about it pretty carefully. I can't mess up. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. All by myself. But why does Pearls have to... What did Maya see? Oh my god, I gotta know! I guess maybe Pearl left because if she didn't, you know, things went bad with Maya.
Now then, before I proceed any further, would anyone like to hear me beatbox? I'm real good at it. Let me... No. You know what I'm trying to say? You know, it's like a... And then the song... Whatever. I'm gonna announce the results of the test we performed earlier.
What? Huh? There was a test? Oh, the blood test!
Did you forget, Sonny? I honestly effing did. The bloody dagger that was stuck in that there pine tree.
Oh, yeah!
Totally forgot about. Okay.
That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim.
Well, so what are the results? Wait, is it the victim's blood or not?
Due to time constraints and, you know, to keep up with suspense, I assume, a full test was not possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood.
Okay, so Elise's blood is not on it. Good. I mean, yeah, then that's perfect.
That is all. Now then, let's restart.
Okay, so it wasn't Misty's blood. Then Maya's gotta be innocent. But then how did she get stabbed? I don't know. Whose blood is on the dagger? Oh my god, if it's not Misty's, then could it be Maya's? I mean, but Maya doesn't look like she has any injuries, right? I mean, that we know of. She just came out of consciousness. I guess we could ask her.
That's the logical conclusion to make. I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know about all this, but this trial's rapidly coming to a close. No, I want to keep playing. No, I mean, you know, it's been a long trial, but I'm attached. I don't want Phoenix right now. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims, understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly.
Right. She's had a tough time. God. I guess Dahlia was also having a rough time because she was... I don't know how that would work. Whatever.
Well, please begin with the last witness. This is the last one, right?
Pretty darn sure. Okay. Witness, tell us your name and profession, if you would.
Maya Fey. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices.
Maya. No.
According to the magazine I got here, you're a spirit medium or channeling. You seem like a spirit small, if you ask me. She's so tiny. I love you.
I'm scared. The Fey clan. I don't want any more to do with it.
Maya, no one could blame you for that. You've suffered so much. The pain the Fey bloodline must have caused is unbearable. It really is. Jesus.
You done? All right, let's go. Now then, Miss Fey, when the event occurred, you were in the garden of that there inner temple, and you witnessed the moment Miss Elise Deneuve's murdered. Was that right?
I didn't see.
Straighten up this instant, young lady.
What?
Pick your head up and speak clear. There's always time for crying later.
But
but I want to do it now.
No! Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes! There's nothing you can do to change that fact.
Jeez. Talk about being brazen. Quite cavalier today, Godot.
Well, there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Like a truth-infused orange. Or maybe a tangerine if that's what you prefer. Now it's your turn. Grasp the tangerine of truth!
What?
On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see?
I didn't see any citrus.
Well, witness, now come on. He was just being, if you please.
Your Honor? But, Maya, finally. Oh my god, please. Let's hopefully this should be pretty simple. Let's go. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. Something warm? I guess that was blood? That's when I lost consciousness. But no, if it was blood, then that'd still be on her face, you know?
You was struck in the head, was you? I suppose it must have been that staff.
But, Maya, the person who hit you, it was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Alright. Maya, just think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. You couldn't see? What the How? It's right in front of you.
Ha! Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone.
Seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Well then, right? Please, but
This is awful. The last cross-exam of the franchises. Maya, please hang in there. She doesn't look too good. I can't do this. I don't know. It's not fight or flight. It's like something is bugging me, and I only have 3 points. Okay. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare room. Okay. Suddenly someone struck me over the head. Okay, let's just start there. Step by step. Who did it? Who hit you, Maya? Please! I'm gonna tell their parents and they're gonna be in so much trouble. Your kid was in my kid. I'm gonna... well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind. Yeah, that's true. But you turned around, right? You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you, right? How could you not see who it was? You turned around, right? Let me think for a second. I'm sorry, I just can't remember what they look like. She was hit on the head. That is fair. Maya's really having a hard time. Is she hiding a wound? Is that what's going on here? Because we know the blood is not Elise's. Is that why she's acting all funny? Oh my god, I don't know. I'm so scared. If that was the case, she should definitely just speak up, right? Maya's smart. She knows she was bleeding out. Okay, calm down. That might not be it. We gotta press harder. I'm sorry, Maya. But the truth's gotta come out, one way or the other. Come on, Maya, this isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person? Well, let me think. It was, Oh yeah, that's right. It was dark. That's it.
It was dark. I mean, yeah, I reckon it was a night, but,
It's not good to have too much light around when you're doing spiritual training. Everybody knows that.
come to think of it, the early testimony says something to that effect. Let me check this here magazine. Oh yeah, it mentions that on page 42. Wait, 42 magazine? That's a big effing magazine. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime, was it?
Which is why she didn't see her attacker. Maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Aw, come on, bro. It's Maya. I hope she never lied to us.
Judging by their testimony thus far, the identity of their attacker was most likely
the spirit that was channeled by Elise Denum, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Alright, sure, why not? Wait, I believe in the spirit medium crap.
I messed up the ad-lib so hard. I would have thought this judge was like, not skeptical on that. You can't, come on, cut me a break.
Very well. Please continue with your testimony. What happened after your hit on the head? What is that?
Okay. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. So you did face your back to the enemy. Well, your enemy. No, they're my enemy too, for sure, because they're hitting Maya. What happened after that?
My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape. I think. You think? After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only 2 things rolling around in my head at the time.
Well, now, this sounds good. What is it?
What were the 2 things rolling around in your brain, as you put it?
My name is Maya Fey, and 1 + 1 = 2.
The bare essentials, I see. I mean, she was attacked.
You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was.
Oh my god.
That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable given the circumstances.
Yeah, she's just trying to keep her, grasp on reality. This is horrible. I don't know. I can't get the mental image out of my head of Maya getting attacked. It's just so scary. And I think I screamed, "Help me?" Okay, reasonable. Wait, you think you screamed? But you're not sure?
Listen, I was in a complete wreck. I could only remember 1 + 1 = 2 in my name, okay? It was dark and I couldn't see. Was it a man? A woman? An adult or a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits.
I believe you, my dear. I'd be scared too. I would have soiled my robes! Soiled them! They would have been brown! Instead of, dark gray.
I thought this person might attack me, so anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that was my last hope.
What? Sounds like poor little Maya was really out of her mind. I wonder what she meant by last hope. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, the way she phrased it. Why did she scream? I mean, that's obvious, but my last hope. Who else was on the island at the time to hear it? I mean, I guess that doesn't matter. I mean, for all we knew, I could have been in the general vicinity, but, Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff?
What? Is this actually it? What? What do you mean by your last hope?
No, I definitely heard you say that. Stenotype person, did it?
Oh, yes, you definitely just said that. I've recorded it, and I'm recording me saying this right now. I'm glad to be available.
You said my last hope.
What? I said what? What? I said that?
Yes. Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me."
Yeah, maybe somebody hear it, I don't know.
But you testified that you screamed because you thought it was your last hope.
Well, that's like what you do. That's what you call it when it happens.
Yeah, I'm on Maya's side. What is Phoenix talking about? Maya's not doing so well up there. Projection?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at.
What? What'd you just say, Maya? What?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the person
behind my attacker that I was yelling at?
That's who I was screaming at for help. Duh.
What is it now?
I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out.
Maya? Are you withholding evidence? What's going on?
What witness? Are you absolutely sure what you're saying? That behind the attacker, there was another person? What?
I meant to keep that part a secret. What is happening? What have I done?
Maya, you can't lie in court. What is going on? Oh my God, Maya.
Takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say.
That's applicable, I guess. What? A ton of pressure?
You're in court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber.
Oh, people do. They do be trying.
Witness, the information just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony, if you would.
Yes, please. I could see a man behind the attacker from the light of the stone lantern. Maya, what? A man? Who was this man? And why could you couldn't tell the attacker's gender or age or whatever. Why could you tell that it was a man?
Well, you see, I couldn't see.
You couldn't see? She used this excuse twice now. What's happening?
Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright.
Lantern light ain't very bright. Yo, bars, hold up. I can't. Oh, God dang, I can't do it, man. It's too much pressure to perform. A lantern light, yeah.
Yeah, there's a great big stone lantern in the garden. Hey, is that right over there? Wow. Someone really strong must have brought it over here.
Yes, it's that lantern. Wow, the snow. They put it back here.
They always light it when the acolyte is there for training.
I think our notes say the exact opposite. Maya, that lantern was not lit the night of the crime. What?
Hey, you know what they say? Under the lantern, darkness reigns. Eminent domain. Nah, I won't destroy all the lights in the vendor vicinity. so I could see the person that was further away, but not my attacker that was super close.
Maya, that's not how lighting works. What?
Plus, there weren't any other light sources in the garden at that time.
Baby Maya's lying! Maya, what are you doing? I can't believe this. The light of the stone lantern. I mean, she just misremembered. It's not a lie, but no, there's a correction to make. So there was a man standing behind your attacker. And you're not just making that assumption because maybe they were tall. Is that?
Yeah, it was a man. Pretty sure.
That man. He's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Denum, otherwise known as Missy Fey, your mom.
Phoenix, why'd you say it like a yo mama joke? He's the killer? What are you talking about?
Maya, you know who kills your mom, don't you?
Not exactly.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
To be frank, Your Honor, I think she's still in shock and a bit confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony.
What do you mean? What problem?
Maya, on the night of the crime, the stone lantern was out of commission.
What?
Why do you keep saying what like that? It's true! There was no light anywhere in the garden that night!
So then what the dump? Huh?
Order on the court, Mr. Godot, explain.
Well, Your Honor, as you can clearly see, there was no light, that's it. Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Then you stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait.
Cafe au lait? What, is that like a cafe au lait? What? Is that even legal? Someone put milk in her brain!
Let's go with that, sure. Mr. Wright's words are the milk, and you are the spoon, Your Honor.
I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony boy. But I did wrestle an antlion one time. I have, you know.
Be that as it may, you must have noticed it too, Trite.
What?
A witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand. Why don't you make a little mistake like that?
I don't know if it is a little mistake. Sorry, but that's not gonna cut it.
What'd you say?
If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction to the witness's last bit of testimony.
Nick, you're being kind of a butthole right now.
Am I? I mean, may I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said she didn't know if it was a man or woman or child. So, yeah, what up? And yet, The witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker, even their gender? And she quite clearly described them as a man. I don't feel good about this, but I kind of do. In other words, that would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person. Despite it being so dark, she couldn't see the face of her own attacker.
No! Phoenix, you're being such a butt.
Oh, what in the world does all this mean? You saying Miss Fey saw the real killer under the pitch black conditions?
I can't explain that. Maybe they had a lantern? I don't know. That would make sense!
Dwight, do you have any idea what you're proposing? Get real. How could she have seen it in the dark? There's no other light source at the scene.
Maybe they had a flashlight or something. That would actually make sense. If you're being lit from behind, you wouldn't see the face. You'd see the silhouette, but... Oh, there are some things you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. What? What's going on? Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. And now, you're trying to cover for him. What? Why would Maya cover? Huh?
Cover for the man that killed her mom. Oh, come on now. Come on now. All right, I will.
There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is, Maya.
Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you.
Ha! You talk a good game, Trent. Let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black. So what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff.
No, Nick, don't. Please, stop.
Maya, your imminent domain will not scare me. Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who's murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court, and I'm here to find the truth. Yeah, let's go. Come on. I think we're doing the right thing. No, we gotta believe. Come on.
All right, time to show us what you got, boy. Who the heck was the person Miss Fey saw in the darkness?
Well, there's really only...
Was it Larry?
No, Larry was Oh my god. No way. Why would Godot be there? We've seen it before, though. His mask? But I mean, in fairness, there's not a lot of...
I don't think it's edgy, boy.
That... I think this is right. Well, that doesn't make any sense! Because it was pitch black, Miss Fey was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes?
What? But how you gonna do that? How could you make the conditions in this room the same as the... Oh, wait a second.
It's easy. Maya, if you'd please cast your domain.
But the conditions...
It doesn't matter, we'll be fine. Your Honor, the defense officially requests that Maya remove all light from in the room!
Okay, here I go. Whee!
Well, who's touching me? Oh, God, what is it? Oh, I can't be! You're joking. What is going on?
How'd I do that voice?
That was a nice bit of deduction, Trey.
I mean, it's not the first time the prosecutor's been... A killer? Godot, why? Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder.
Couldn't he just someone had a lantern?
Shut up! No!
Prosecutor Godot, what's the meaning of this?
I don't even know.
Surely you must be shocked to hear you accused of such a thing. Why aren't you even denying it?
Well, in fairness, he's not on the stand.
Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person.
What do you mean?
You got a question? Ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
Oh, Maya, am I right or am I right? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights, like we just saw?
I plead the fifth?
Well, witness, answer the question.
Wait, the fifth would incriminate her, so it doesn't matter.
You're wrong? I never saw that.
Maya, why are you lying?
I thought the person that stabbed my mom was a man for a totally different reason.
What? So it's not Godot. Witness, what the hell?
Stop your chattering, Your Honor.
Chattering? I mean, I felt like it was a well-deserved outburst.
If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
All right. Well, then let's continue with the testimony. This is nuts. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man.
Okay. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but...
Okay. So, the killers, I mean, maybe we haven't... It can't be flawless. We only know so many dudes!
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place has totally changed.
Right. Maya was written down, and it looks like all that snow was gone. Or maybe burned.
The torches are lit, and the blood was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been cleaned up, too.
I just don't get why that was.
Since the person did all the work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Cause of manual labor? Huh?
I mean,
So it was after the crime took place the witness came to think the killer was a man, is that it?
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No need to apologize. As Mr. Godot said, you're utterly exhausted. So unnatural, you could be a little bit confused.
I guess it makes sense that a man would have to drag Maya back to safety, but What? It doesn't add up. Why would Godot be there? At that time?
Also, if you consider the situation you described, it don't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a fella. Well, Mr. Wright, do your thing, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna have a tough one. It's a tough cookie, I tell you. It's stale.
I'm at a loss. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. Let's talk about the garden. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
I think so.
Why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
I don't know.
Let it be on record, she made a sound that vaguely resembled a sheep. It looks like she doesn't have much confidence. I think I need to gather more information. Okay. So maybe just press everything and come back to that? Sounds good to me. When I came to, I was just lying there on the floor. All right. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right?
Yeah, I think it happened when the victim was stabbed.
So the person that carried you into the inner temple.
It could only have been the killer. And we already established Island Lazago, stinking.
Oh my god, what if it's Pearls? No. I'm just saying. Mia is pretty, she gets some work done. I'm just saying. She could dig. I don't know. But that would mean Mia killed her own mom. Oh my god. That's too much. I can't handle that. But we know Mia's definitely... No, but she said it was a man. She would have recognized Oh my god, maybe that's why Maya is lying. No, stop it. Stop. Wait, is it just my headcanon that Mia's tall, or is she actually... I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Okay.
That's what I think. Okay. If the commentator could get done with his crazy theories...
I'm sorry. Okay, let's wait till we get evidence. So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. Got it. We know that for sure. We read that one. The torches were lit and the body was gone. Okay. All the torches.
Yeah. That's how I noticed the whole scene had changed instantly.
I was going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be?
The killer probably lit them so it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work on that there dog. However, if that's true, that's one thing that still bothers me. Why the killer go to the effort of moving the body?
Well, give me a second to think about this. If they, defended Maya against their attacker, it's not unreasonable to believe, that they also wouldn't want to keep Maya next to the dead body to incriminate her. It's hard to see how that would be at any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be Maya. Yeah, okay, so I'm on the right track.
Let me hear some more about the crime scene condition.
This one's tough, y'all. My mind is racing. And all the snow around me, the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up to... What? All the snow... Oh, she's not saying the lantern itself. But wait, what the dump? So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? Did look really odd. Yeah, it was just completely gone. Nothing but dirt there. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangle. Oh my god! They had to do that because there's blood on the snow!
There are a lot of shells around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
Well, an odd fella indeed, this killer. Why on earth would he remove the earth?
The snow in this situation. There's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say a lot of the victim's blood was all over the snow?
Yeah? The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered.
So Maya did get hit with red blood. Oh my god. I mean, there's only one type of blood, but, In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think the most reasonable explanation.
Perhaps. There's something that's bothering me. The killer just wanted to hide the snow with the blood on it. There was no need to remove that amount.
That's true. They were so thorough they even went behind... What? Why would you do that? That's weird. He could have just scooped up the snow that was stained with blood. I mean, maybe there's a lot? But enough to get behind it? Come on!
Looks like there's some mysteries behind this issue.
I think this will explain them all. Let me finish, please.
Since the person did all the work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Well, you're saying you never saw the killer, right?
Yeah?
But earlier you said you clearly stated you saw a man behind the attacker. Oh, I see what she's doing. She's backpedaling.
Nick, I'm sorry.
The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble, moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the scene of the crime, but for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. Maybe this was actually Iris's No, Iris could not have been on this side of things because of the burning bridge. So it literally cannot be Iris. 100%. So, what about this? Naturally, the killer must have done this, right? I think so. Why would the killer tamper with the crime scene? It must have been something the killer wanted to hide.
The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something.
You did?
Yeah, I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake.
Hiding it for you?
Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden...
Right. She would have thought you'd done it.
No, she definitely would have thought so. You're saying that that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened?
I'm sure of it.
That's certainly an important piece of information. Please add your testimony.
Okay, we got it. This has to be the thing we have to press, right? I think it was my sake. The killer cleaned up the evidence. Okay, let's divulge that, right? They did it for your sake. You're sure? You have a feeling?
If the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime
But Maya, you are the prime suspect!
I suppose that's true.
And if that happened, the body caused some other problems too. If her real identity come right out, it would have been terrible. Maya killing her own mom. That's why Iris moved the body too. Master Crane kills her own daughter. I don't think Maya could have handled that. No. What the dump? What is going on? I'm sorry, I keep like I'm a parrot or something, but what?
It's right difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you? You, small child!
But she says it right here. I think for my sake, the killer cleaned up the evidence. They cleaned up, but they missed this. Would they do two? Would they do 2 questions back to back, revolving around the same amount of evidence? Maybe. I don't know how many points this will take off, but... And there's also the knife. This is why I don't think Godot was protecting her. Isn't he the one that found the knife? I'm pretty darn sure. He could have just not found that, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was... No. It might have been Gumshoe. I can't remember. But I think this is definitely a discrepancy. Why leave this? It doesn't add up if they're really looking out for you. The body of Elise Sunum was carried all the way to Hazakura's temple courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow was removed by, well, someone. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd.
Oh, and what would that be? I don't see.
Yeah, no kidding, he doesn't see. You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godot. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern?
Maybe they didn't have any OxyClean. Or Fabuloso, that's my favorite. Oh, it smells so good. Pine Sol's also great, but order me some more Pine Sol. We're running out of home. Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene?
Well, if so, they did a cruddy job. I wouldn't even tipped. They had to clean my house. It doesn't make sense to move the body, remove the bloody snow, but then leave the most incriminating piece of evidence, the bloody writing?
I don't know you're British, Phoenix.
But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior?
I do. It's actually been staring us in the face all this time.
Why would this killer move the body, remove all that snow, but then leave the most important clue on the lantern?
They couldn't see it. I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact the killer left the writing, and there's only one reason you could do that. Godot, you couldn't see it. That's it. Why the killer leave the bloody message? The killer couldn't have seen it. Because Godot's colorblind. So it's not just the eyewear, it's that? Professor Godot, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought.
The real killer wouldn't disguise the fact the crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean they didn't notice.
But that doesn't make any sense, Nick. I mean, come on, it's right there. The torches were lit and everything. There's no way any normal person could miss that. Maya, that's ableist. You can't say that. Like, he's normal. He just,
You're right, Maya. There's no way any ordinary person would.
What are you saying, right? Quit dodging around it. Just say it.
There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether.
Well, man, spit it out, brother. Who did it?
Pretty sure.
It wasn't Larry. He was all preoccupied. Godot, this is what you said yesterday while you were on the island, more or less.
My eyesight's pretty messed up. Even with this huge goggle on my head, I still can't see everything.
He's red colorblind. Jesus.
You can't see nothing. Is that correct?
It's even in the visor. Maybe that's the reason it's red. This lantern was submitted as evidence today. Oh my god, this is genius. I'd like the court to think back to the moment it was presented.
My God, Godot, you're strong. You lugged this whole statue here by yourself? But hey, man, there's blood on it. Yeah.
What? Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
I can't believe that. Godot, admit it. There are certain colors you can't see. I'm right, aren't I? You can't see red on white background, can you? Oh, it's like that. That's right. You went through this once before. During the... I am beside myself. Holy crud! That foreshadowing!
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time, and somehow spilled coffee on it.
But hey man, is that blood on the goddamn apron?
What are you talking about? There ain't no blood stain.
Don't play games, man. It's all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain.
Oh, that's right, because it's ketchup.
You could see the coffee on the white apron. But you couldn't see the catsup because it was red.
Did you just say catsup? No one says that anymore.
It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them?
So you admit it?
Well, what can I say?
Are you admitting you can't see the red writing on the lantern?
There's no sense denying it. We got him. But that makes him the killer, right?
Hey, Grams, didn't you know? That's the reason I don't drink red tea!
What is going on? Why would Maya protect Godot? Why would Godot be there at all? I wasn't sure about it until now. I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godot is the murderer! There's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Why is Maya protecting him? I don't get it. It doesn't add up. Godot! The defense of this time formally accuses you! You are the murderer of Miss Elise Denum, also known as Misty Fey!
It's hard to believe and rather convenient considering he's already here, but I can't believe this to be true. My mentor! How could you? However, once again, Mr. Wright, that despicable fiend, has brought up a disquieting fact about you. It's a little rude, ain't it?
Well, just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink.
It's so funny, but he killed a woman. Oh my god.
Come on. How does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there.
Well, I can't explain that yet, but I'm certain the killer wasn't able to see the color red.
Oh, this is rich. Do go on, try.
The answer is right there at the crime scene. Think about it. In the snow.
The snow? How so?
Oh my god, he's right! For example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why take it all out?
Oh my god, 'cause he couldn't see it. Holy crap!
Yeah, the killer could not see the red snow. Wait, crap. The red blood on the white snow. Red top layer, white snow bottom layer. You got it? Okay. He had to remove all the snow. He couldn't be sure if the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area to be safe. Well, you can't deny that.
Isn't it more likely the killer couldn't see blood because it was dark?
No, the lanterns were lit. I saw it. Yeah. He would have been able to see just fine. You can't worm out of this, Godot. I don't know why you did it, but I'm thankful, but at the same time...
Once again, this trial's taking an unexpected turn. That's like 9 turns, man. We still ain't there? Shoot. Can you explain this, Mr. Godot? I know you don't understand, but come on, I request it.
Wait, who's saying hold it? Maya?
Wait a minute. Can I just say something, please?
Well, of course, but Maya?
Oh, what is it?
Mr. Godot isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after the old bridge got fixed.
Maya.
Yes?
You can't testify to something like that.
Why not? What do you mean? It's perfectly logical. I may not look...
As I was saying, after the murder happened, you didn't even exist.
That's right. She was knocked out.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Are you senile, old man? We established this just a few moments ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time.
She was being channeled. Or no, she was channeling. But she had to get directions to channel Dahlia. What happened then? I don't get it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Please, Your Honor, let me add that to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Maya, I don't know what's happening, but do you plan to cover for Godot no matter what the cost? I can't lose you. If that's the case, I have no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her.
Nicely done, right?
It's what I do.
All right, let's hear it. Please tell us what happened in the inner temple after that damn murder.
Yes, sir, after I woke up, I began channeling and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearlie was there in the inner temple, too.
Yeah, I know. What about Pearls? How does she play into this? I don't want her on the stand, but
Pearlie was also stuck in the inner temple side that night. As you can see, the next morning she looked around but couldn't find nobody. The next day when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearlie first and cheered her right up.
okay. So this is stuff you were told.
Now, who is this Pearly girl? Is that it?
Oh, that's my little cousin, Pearlie Fey. Look, here's a picture.
Oh, my goodness, ain't she a darling? So when'd you hear all about this?
Just a little while ago when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry, but what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony.
Right. That's not verifiable.
What? Oh, come on. Pearlie would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Maya, you cannot be saying that stuff on the stand. She's actually lying. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best thing to say when you're under oath.
That was genuinely amusing. The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness.
Of course you do.
Godot!
Just move on to the cross-exam if the defense has no objections.
That's highly unusual. Okay, well, I'll allow it.
Let's get this cross-examination started. I sound like Sonic there.
Oh yeah, this is happening. Maya's lying on the stand, not on my watch.
Pearlie was also stuck in the inner temple that side of the night. Okay. I mean, that's true, but I'll press it anyways. So where did you think Pearl slept that night?
In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during the acolyte training.
I guess she was taking that pretty seriously.
Even so, why'd she go to the inner temple in the first place?
It seems that Pearl's became very worried about Maya. Understandable.
She knew the spiritual training I was about to go was very intense.
And Pearls was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed into the inner temple. Yeah. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise. God dang, how did Elise intercept the plans? Maybe Pearls, showed her or saw, her piece of paper? That could be it.
Next morning, she looked around, but she couldn't find nobody. I mean, she's a little girl. How thorough could her search be?
She searched the entire inner temple side, end to end?
Well, you see, Pearls gets pretty scared when she's alone, and there weren't that many places to look. She says she even went back and forth several times.
The inner temple side had two structures, the training hall and a spare prep room. And there's also a storage shack.
I think that's about it.
A shack, huh? Okay. We never got to investigate that. Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she have already examined a storage shack all that carefully?
Well, if it was me, that'd be the first place I would investigate.
We know she's pretty bright.
So that means it's possible someone could have been in that storage shack, huh?
Was Godot hiding in the shack? But why would he ever be there? Unless he also somehow knew about the plans. I mean, oh my god. If Elise had a way to communicate. But does Elise know Godot? I don't think so. So that wouldn't be it. The next day when the bridge was fixed, she was in the spare prep room. Okay, tell me more. Pearls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge?
Oh, what do you mean?
I was just wondering why she'd stay put in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and look at the foot of the bridge. I don't know.
Well, Pearly said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was scared during the night, that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times.
Oh, so she overslept.
My poor angel. Poor little girl, all alone like that. It makes a grown man cry.
Be that as it may, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern, Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock.
She could let anyone see her, or she couldn't let anyone see her, but she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls.
What happened after the bridge was finally fixed?
That's when Godot arrived in the Inner Temple the first time. The first time as far as you know. So it was your first time in the Inner Temple side, Mr. Godot.
Huh? Oh, that's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question?
Mr. Wright, you can't do that. You gotta ask the witness.
Crud. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor.
Oh, touche, Mr. Wright. Very clever. Oh, well, what you gotta say that, Mr. Godot?
Well, I would not have thought to say that, but there it is.
Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say. If I hadn't been for that case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains? I think I'll pass.
So he never visited Hazakura Temple or the Inner Temple, huh?
You want to say something, Trite?
In any case, I have to find a crack in Godot's armor. While I cross-examine Maya? That's almost impossible.
And to fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple. Is that it?
Yep, and that's when Mr. Godot found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
All right, let's talk about that.
He cheered her up. This creep? This old man? That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot.
Oh, hell, I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict.
Well, we all wear a mask. Cut it out. You're making me blush.
This guy's really beginning to get on my nerves.
The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with a fine-tooth comb, so I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way. Godot style.
But here's my question. Did anyone see Godot cross that bridge? If we interview, Gumshoe, did anyone happen to see him that day? I mean, he said it right there, though. They're all distracted by that crime scene. So,
Well, I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own judge style. Ooh, guilty. Ooh, guilty. You know what I'm saying?
maybe I should ask some questions Phoenix style? Oh my god, drop this. No, not this line of questioning. Cheering Pearls up. This is what I find a little phony. Pearls is scared, possibly starving, and she runs to Godot? Y'all remember Phoenix Wright too? The second she saw me, she darted out like a goddamn bat out of heck. So yeah, what gives? Why did she trust you? So you cheered up Pearls, huh?
When I found the little girl, the first thing she asked was about her cousin, Maya Fey.
Oh my god, really? Is that true?
The bridge had burned down. She was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat, even though she must have had a truly terrifying night. She asked about you, or she said a thing about herself.
Oh my god, that's so precious, Pearls. I love you, cousin.
I noticed that you weren't anywhere in the inner temple side, but couldn't find it in me to tell her that. So I gave her my last cup.
What?
With milk and sugar, of course. Hide the bitterness of the harsh truth.
So you keep sugar and milk on you for situations like this? I can't even be mad. That's just so sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a sweet story.
But hey, the milk's gonna go bad. He had a thermos of coffee. That doesn't surprise me that much. Okay, there's one thing of importance here. Where was Godot when the murder actually took place? In other words, he couldn't have killed Mr. We have to prove somehow that he was, in fact, I keep calling it an island, but you know what I mean.
You cheered her up. Okay, let's try this again.
We gotta discover. I bet he was in that shack. But according to him, Pearls was also in that shack. She would have seen the guy. But then again, we're not asking Pearls. Godot's investigation. Come on, what is it? You said you conducted an investigation on your own. Did you find anything?
It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Tri. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern.
Well, I didn't miss it, so my investigation was better. Speak for yourself, Goggle Boy.
The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall.
What? Beauty?
You're not talking about Dahlia, are you? What?
Misty Fey, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
Western. What is he talking about? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? I guess that's a Western thing.
So from there you headed for the prep room, was it?
Wait a sec. What did Godot say just now? Wait! What the... Unless he's talking about the real Misty Fey. This was obscured by the time he... That's it! I think I just found the weak spot. There's only one thing of importance here. Where was Godot? Yeah, we got it! We got him! That's evidence! How could you tell that was Misty? And what? Wait, is that the right thing? Hold up! Wait, is that it? This might not be the right area. That's when Godot arrived in the Inner Temple for the first time. Maya, that ain't true. I almost screwed up there bad. Godot, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that? Phoenix, you're embarrassing me in front of Godot.
Has he just made one fatal slip-up? The hanging scroll in the training hall. That was recently desecrated.
But Godot's right. The scroll does show my mom.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you don't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked a little something like this. Unless he could identify her based on just her sandals,
Well, that's a wonderful smelling picture you got there. Hold on, is this a scratch and sniff? Let me... Oh, God. Oh, that's some brown gravy right there.
The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
And I'm not naming names,
Gravy? But why gravy, Nick?
It's a long story, because gravy is much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godot, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have known who was on this scroll. It was Misty Fey. How'd you know that?
Hold it. Wait a minute, Nick.
Eh?
Take another look at the hanging roll scroll. Look at the top, silly Willy. There's a crest up there.
That's the mark of the master. Crap, I forgot.
Exactly. So if you know the mark of the master...
I guess it was a picture of Misty Fey. All right.
But he complimented her appearance, what?
True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. That last part I still don't get, but...
Oh...
It's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was dressed in Japanese clothing. Heck, she could have been wearing a baseball cap! Godot! On the day of the murder, you were hiding at the Inner Temple long before the police took place. And before the crime even happened. I don't know why yet.
Can I ask you just one thing, Tri?
Well, I'm not on the stand, but go for it.
This whole theory of yours, because at the end of the day, that's all it is. A theory. It all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand a crime was about to be taking place.
Ooh, it's got you there, Nick. Ooh. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak into the crime scene.
Of course Mr. Godot knew about the plan.
How would you just say? What? Is it really possible another person knew about this plan?
I mean, I guess. I really don't want to screw this up. Please, please, please. It was written down in my defense. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fey authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in the Fey Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they'd already been unsealed. Wait, what? Unsealed? What are you getting at? The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was about to take place.
And you insist this crafty killer is me, eh?
You bet I do.
Well, you just said the instructions were hidden.
Ooh, it's got you there, Nick. Master Godot couldn't have known the instructions were hidden.
If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out.
What was that?
During a visit. A visit? Morgan Fey told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden during one of her visits to the detention center. Wait, so that would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden.
But eavesdropping on a visit, you can't do that. What?
It could be arranged if you were someone with an easy access in and out of there. Like a prosecutor, maybe? Huh? What do you say to that, Godot? What the crud? So, that thought never even crossed my mind.
Mr. Godot, you on the foul again, my friend.
This murder could not have been carried out without having prior knowledge. And you were the only one who could acquire information before the murder. That makes perfect sense. He did it! I'm convinced!
Humans are afraid of the dark, and yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee.
What?
Isn't, like, not dark coffee a little more popular?
I don't know. So sorry for asking, but what does that even mean?
It means there's a reason for everything, bud. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped, on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering said plans, he hid in the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. Come on. And he did all that just to protect this witness.
That's right.
If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? The girl's nothing but a stranger to...
Holy crud, we know that's not true. He didn't believe in Phoenix to protect Maya. That's why he had to put it in his own hands. What the heck?
I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble. Come on.
Diego Armando. But how can we... What?
I am what you see. I'm certainly not the type to rescue a damsel in distress.
Killer behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even consider what the killer wanted to protect this witness's life. His behavior is still a little too unnatural.
No, there's a reason behind it. You have a good reason, didn't you, Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out too, Nick.
Maya, I guess you're doing your best to cover for him. For the same reason. Maya's the common point. No, Mia and Maya.
Okay, Trite, I'm all ears. Let me hear it.
It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties them very well together.
Boy, I hope I get this right. I'm pretty sure.
Come on, man. There's a very good reason why Maya and her life is so precious to you. After all, she's Mia Fey's only sister. Your former coworker? I think maybe they were in love. I don't know. It's kind of creepy, but
Maya Fey?
you once worked alongside her. That's when you were a defense attorney.
Wait a second. Mr. Godot's a defense attorney? Says what? You can't be switching jobs. What a...
With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man, who calls himself Godot. His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right?